Students, I am Irshad sir from A.L.I Coaching Institute. Today I am going to discuss introduction about plant breeding. Traditionally farming, we can yield a limited food for humans and animals. Even better management can increase yield, but only to a limited extent. Plant breeding is such a technology where we can increase yield to a very large extent. In India, Green Revolution was also responsible for our country not only to meet our requirements in food production but also helped us to export it. It was M.S. Swaminathan who has initiated collaboration with Dr. Borlaug by which they have reached to the highest point into the green revolution through introduction of Mexican varieties of wheat in India. Still, green revolution depended mainly on plant breeding techniques for high yielding and disease resistant varieties in wheat, rice and maize. We do a lot of things to improve our crops, but there are purposes. Why do we improve our crops? To obtain crops with high yield, better quality crops, and crops to resist for disease and shorter durations, which are suitable to a particular environment. So, traditionally, we could only get the yield to a limited extent, but with the help of plant breeding, we are able to increase our yield to a very large extent. So, what is plant breeding actually? Plant breeding is the genetic improvement of crop in order to create desired plant type that are better suited for cultivation to give us better yield and are disease resistant. Conventionally, if we are going to talk about plant breeding, is a practice from 9,000 to 11,000 years ago. Most of our major food crops are derived from domesticated varieties. But now, due to the advancement in genetics, molecular biology, and tissue culture, plant breeding is being carried out by using molecular genetic tools. Even classical plant breeding includes hybridization. Hybridization means crossing of pure lines, artificial selection to produce plants with desirable characters of higher yields, nutrition, and resistant to disease. When the breeders wish to incorporate desired characters or traits into the crops, plants, they should increase yield, improve the quality, increase the tolerance to salinity, extreme temperatures, drought conditions, or resistance to viruses, fungi, bacteria, and increased tolerance to insects, pests. But the aim of plant breeding differ with the type of crop, with the type of soil, with the type of climate. But still, there are common objectives of plant breeding. The first one is to get higher yield, to improve the quality, size, color, taste, and storability of the product, to improve resistance to drought, disease, frost, and salinity, to prevent the premature falling of buds, fruits, etc., to change the duration of the crop. That means we need to develop early maturing or late maturing. We need to increase the efficiency of use of fertilizers. We need to change the growth habits. We need to induce the adaptability of a crop to different climatic and soil conditions. To achieve this, we must follow the steps of plant breeding. So what are the steps which we follow for plant breeding? First, we have to collect the variables. Yani collection of variability is the first step. Then we have to evaluate and selection of parents. After that, selected parents will be cross hybridized. After selection and testing of superior recombinants, we are going to test it again, release it, and commercialize it for new cultivation. Thank you for your attention. That was just an introduction about plant breeding by Irshad sir. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.